All right, well, let's get it started, Rob. You are right. The Denver Nuggets, man, I'm going to give them credit. I'm going to give them credit. Like you said, a lot of people were down on them. I did think it might not go 7. Like I said, that was my pick. But I was like, man, they might not even get to 7. I was feeling like 6. Is 5 even possible? I thought at worst Minnesota would go home, go back to Denver up 3-1, Rob. And instead, the Nuggets took control of the series. And I got to give them credit because not only did they have to fight through the mental anguish of being down 0-2, having lost the first 2 at home, but, Rob, it looked like they were at a massive physical disadvantage. They looked slower. They looked overwhelmed by the Timberwolves' speed and athleticism. And they came out and they solved it. Nikola Jokic was great. Jamal Murray, Rob, who I think, while Jokic is obviously their best player and the hub of what they do, I think the key is Murray because they need him to really play well to win. But Aaron Gordon hit threes, took Rudy Gobert away from the basket. And they played well. I got to give them credit, and their defense was strong. So, yeah, I think they showed the heart of a champion, and now we got a series. And while I still got the Timberwolves in 7, objectively speaking, you have to say Denver now has control. They got the home court advantage in these last 3 games, and they have the momentum. The one thing, though, Rob, I don't know what momentum means in this series because it's gone exactly opposite of what you would expect, right? With the road team winning every game. So it's a great series, and I'm excited about it.
All right, I'm going to say this. I'm not patting myself on the back, but I'm just saying I did say don't count these guys out, even when they were down 0-2, Chris. And this was my point when we talked on Friday. Because I know you and Antonio were talking about there are no adjustments to be made. What adjustments? What could? And my biggest argument was they can play better because the way they played in the first 2 games is different from playing well and losing those 2 games. Then I would look at it and go, dude, they got no shot.
But there's a reason teams play.
No, but I'm just saying,
don't play well.
But people can play better.
The other team can make them play bad.
Okay, but I didn't believe they were done because I didn't see the best of those guys yet. Jamal Murray was shooting like 22% at one point or something.
He's been shooting like that throughout the whole postseason.
Yeah, but at that point where they were after those first 2 games,
late shots, but he hasn't really been hot.
But I think
the entire playoffs.
But there were a lot of people, and Antonio, and who else? Ephraim. You sounded more like it was going to be a sweep. I mean, I know you said
I don't know how I sounded like it was
you said it was over. The series was over.
You can't put a sweep.
Did you say that? Did you say it was a series was over? You did say that.
I thought it was over. I still think the Timberwolves are going to win. I'm not backing down from my pick.
No, I'm not saying
I got the Timberwolves winning.
Right, but when you say the series is over, that doesn't sound like somebody who has a 7-game series. When you say the series is over, no.
I thought after 2 that they were in control. Minnesota was in control.
No, you didn't say control. The series was over was your word. Do we have a hot take?
That's fine. That's fine. You gonna pat yourself on the back?
Yeah, I am.
Give me some reasoning then, other than they could play better.
Because that was
you gonna get up here and gloat like you saw something. What'd you see?
I knew that
they could play better?
Yes.
That they can hit shots?
No, that they could
How you gloating when that's all you got?
They could
hit
play
shots.
better, Chris.
Jokic is too good.
No, you
Murray is too good. Give me something.
They can't. Let me tell you, they're smothered defensively. They can't do anything. I don't know. What adjustments can they make? I don't see it because they're more athletic and they don't look that good. And the Joker's this and the Joker's that.
The Joker's what? No, the Joker's what?
And my point
What did I say about the Joker?
My point totally.
What did I say about the Joker?
Totally,
you just sitting
Chris,
here.
My point totally. Anybody who listens to this show knows that you had them dead and buried after 2 games. You miscalculated. You
I
misread the
did.
room. You
That's
misread
fine.
the room on a
But,
championship
misread
team.
the room.
You misread the room. You became a prisoner of the moment, which is the worst when it comes to it being an analysis, trying to analyze.
You don't even mention the word analysis because you can't analyze nothing.
You can't
your
do
analysis.
it.
Your
Chris,
analysis
you're wrong all
is
the time. Wemby's the defensive player of the year.
Luka's
the MVP. Chris, you're wrong every day here, every day. And you were dead wrong on this. You had them dead and buried, and guess what? Now you're saying they're alive and have control of the series. How did that happen since Friday?
Because I'm an objective and now analyst.
No.
If I'm wrong, hold on. I listen to your garbage. If I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong. But you gonna sit here had no reason to. They can play
gave you
better.
a reason.
No.
You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear my reason.
Go ahead. Are you gonna let me talk or not?
You can talk.
Well, then be quiet while I
don't
talk.
have to be quiet. Just talk.
Well, no, I'm not going to sit here and let you interrupt me every
Just
5
talk,
seconds.
Chris Broussard.
Then
Go
be
ahead.
quiet.
I don't need to be quiet. Go ahead and talk. I'll stop talking when you talk.
All right.
Tell
First
me to
of
be
all,
quiet.
if you're going to accuse me of being wrong, know what you're talking about. You wrong. You said Wemby was the defensive player of the year. I never said that. I said he's my vote for defensive player of the year. Hold on. I never said he was going to win it. In fact, I said he wasn't going to win it. But that's not going to affect my vote. Secondly, MVP? I said Jokic is going to win it. But my MVP vote is Luka. So how is that wrong? I wasn't predicting Luka was going to win it or Wemby was going to win it. So I give reasoning. And I made my picks for what I saw. It doesn't mean I was wrong.
You
it's
were
opinion.
wrong.
No,
you
it's
were wrong.
I didn't. Did I say Luka was going to win
You were
MVP?
wrong, brother Chris.
Did I say? You don't understand how voting works.
I do.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You obviously don't.
You thought.
I don't pick who I think is going to win. I pick who I think should win.
Right, and I'm telling you that your reasoning
is that wrong?
Is ill-fated, and you do it all the time. You picked Tom Brady to win the MVP over Aaron Rodgers that year.
Who'd I pick last? Okay, Rob Parker.
All right, I'm just saying, Chris, I'm going against those. I don't know all your picks. I don't.
No, who'd I pick?
I'm giving you the picks.
Last year, I picked Joel Embiid to win MVP. Did he win?
I don't remember.
Well, he did win. And I'm not running around saying I was right because it ain't no right and wrong. You pick who you think. If everybody picked based on, well, I think everybody else going to vote for him, so let me vote for him. Why would you even have people with votes? You don't understand what you're talking about. Just like when you watch the Nuggets, if you watch the Nuggets, you don't know what you're watching.
No, you don't know what you're watching.
No reasoning.
Because you buried them.
Your reasoning was they could play better.
They can because they lost by playing terrible.
Give me some basketball analysis, Mr. Parker.
Your analysis was wrong.
Do you know how to analyze?
They're dead. They're dead. The series is over. You're supposed to be the basketball analyst, and you couldn't have been more wrong. The same with Antonio Daniels. He was wrong.
Antonio Daniels don't know anything
either. You know
either.
what? I didn't say that.
Ephraim Salaam don't know anything
wrong.
either.
He's the one who said that the Nuggets were going to lose to the Lakers, and he said they had no answer. He also said they had no answer for Minnesota.
Okay, so he was wrong. So what's that supposed to mean?
House. Oh, don't be surprised if they got swept. Man, come on with that.
Well, look,
that's lazy analysis after 2 games.
And Antonio Daniels aren't here.
We're
talking about you and me.
I'll talk to them when we get there.
And all you can say, at least they give me some reasoning.
No, the reason is wrong.
You got a lot of nerve.
The reason is wrong.
You got a lot of nerve sticking out your chest.
I'm going to stick out my chest.
And strutting like a rooster when you don't know what the heck was going on.
All right, yep.
You like, they can play better. They can just make shots. Okay, congratulations, Rob Parker.
No, what you don't know, Chris, is we talked about it with the Lakers. And this was the example I gave you.
With the Lakers? What do you mean?
I gave you the example of when Anthony Davis scored 40 points in Game 1 on the road in Denver and they lost. And I said that was a sign that the Lakers can't win a game because they can't play any better.
We all knew the Lakers wouldn't beat them.
No, I'm
and
talking
they did
about
win a game. What are you talking about this year?
Last year. Let's go to
what?
Stan in Grand Rapids. Stan, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Stan?
What's up, guys? Love the show always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was listening to the show when Chris was talking about the Nuggets. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he had written them off. And Rob, I think maybe a few more years of maturity and watching and seeing the heart of a champion. You can't write a team that has done what
stop
the Nuggets
it.
have done.
You can't.
A few more
They've done
years.
the last year and a half in the league.
Yes.
And when
That's
they get
fine.
into their offense,
but we both been covering long enough.
Yeah.
I made a mistake. But it ain't because of years of covering.
And
I've covered the NBA 30 years.
And the other thing, too, is you got to remember, appreciate the call, is the way Denver is, they're no bag of tricks. They've been doing the same thing. They got the same lineup. All they needed to do, I didn't see any big adjustments like they did something. They just, Chris, and I know that sounds simplistic, but they weren't going to do anything big.
They didn't.
They didn't make any.
I mean, they hit shot. Jamal Murray played better. Jokic in Game 4, especially, Rob, came out as a scorer. He took 23 shots, which, he's usually looking to get everybody involved, and he came out to score.
He had a beautiful pass under the basket. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
That was beautiful.
I mean, the dude is
that
ridiculous.
was beautiful.
And then Aaron Gordon hitting threes is huge for them.
Big time.
Because Michael Porter Jr. hadn't gotten it going, so Gordon hitting the threes is big.
KD in Memphis. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, KD?
Spicy in the studios today.
It's all right.
How y'all doing?
Sometimes
this is the Odd Couple, baby.
That's right.
Man,
sometimes
we in the spa.
Hey, KD, sometimes you need an eight-piece spicy, okay?
Yes.
Sometimes.
I know you. If you listen to the show, I know you're not surprised.
Right.
No, I love it. I just want to highlight the respect and maturity that you guys have for one another. To throw a hard punch and know when to pull the next one. It was a good back and forth. That was great right there.
Well,
as far as the question,
that's what we do.
Yes.
Right. Yep. As far as the question goes, Rob is 100% right. The entire world had everybody written off, from Stephen A. to Mad Dog to the guy on the midnight hour.
Charles Barkley. Everybody.
Yeah, and Chris is right too. That because I listen every day. When y'all was talking about it, Rob, you said they could just play better. Period. That's it. They could play better than how they was playing, and so they can pull some games off. And that's what happened. Chris immediately said I was wrong.
I don't have a problem with that, but I can still rub it in. KD,
you can, and you did,
or try.
Yeah, hey.
Look,
Thanks,
my
KD.
original pick is still alive.
Appreciate the call.
T-Wolves in 7. Did you pick? What was your pick, Rob?
Denver.
I picked
series? Denver, but I don't remember giving the games. I don't remember, to be honest, Chris. But I picked Denver because, I got them repeating as champs. Tim in Atlanta. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Tim?
What up, brothers? I love it.
What's up, man?
Yeah, you want that extra spicy
you better
too,
stand
huh?
up for your frat brother.
Hey, you better not, Tim.
That bond.
No, Tim gonna call it like it is.
Chris, we're brothers on the bond and of the cross. But in my job as a forensic psychologist, and I had suspects, I heard what they were telling me, but I always listened to what they weren't telling me. Now, you said that that you didn't say it was over with, but you did say it was over with. So, but my other point is this: I think it was more about Cat and Rudy Gobert. Think about Donovan Mitchell's biggest complaint about Gobert. You played great during the season, but in the playoffs, you go from the Eiffel Tower to the curbside. And then with Anthony Edwards, think about what he said after the game when he was talking about what he said to Jamal Murray. He said, yeah, we love it. Then he said, no, I love it. So he's saying, I don't think these guys are up to it. So I think it was part Denver, but then I think, too, the things that we looked at Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns from before, they haven't ever proved it. And I think that's why it was preliminary to kind of like count the Nuggets out
Nuggets.
because they've proven it where these guys never have.
Right.
So
Well,
you
that
gotta
was-
give the chance.
and that was Chris's argument all year about Minnesota. Chris was that they were a
Right.
younger team. Thanks Tim for the call.
Are they
right?
really this
and are they
good?
ready
Yeah.
between them and OKC? And both of them could wind up being out just based
Right.
off of their talented. But you even questioned whether or not Mark from Sacramento. We've been talking to Mark. Where's Mark? Mark, can you call the hotline?
Mark call. Is that Mark?
No. I'm just
you're
saying. But
saying-
Mark was the one
I think he
saying that.
stopped calling.
That those guys. Can we squeeze in one more? We got real quick. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it. Moses in Nashville. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Yo, I'm back. Listen, that opening monologue was epic. I love back and forth. That was great. But I will just say this. Listen, when it comes to baseball, I listen to
Rob.
okay. When it comes to Rob, I respect everything you got on baseball. When it comes to basketball, I do lean towards Chris. And if you watch that series, after the first two games, it did look like it was over. So whenever a series is tied 2-2 after 4 games, then you have to say both teams are even, and you change your analysis.
I disagree with that. I don't think it's even. I totally I don't think it's even. I think Minnesota won't win another game. You hear? I don't believe they'll win another game. They won the first 2. I'm telling you right here, Moses, they won't win another game. That's what it feels like to me.
I think Denver will go up 3-2, and then I think Minnesota will even it at 3 apiece, and then they'll go back to Denver for a game 7, and we'll see who settles it. But, Rob, I will say this. The history of basketball, Rob, would say that the Timberwolves lose this series in a tough, kind of heartbreaking way. And then the question is, okay, next year, can they get over that hump, right? Or if not next year, the year after. Like, typically, Rob, we've seen so many champions go through the growing pains of the playoffs.
But Chris,
And
you
so
brought
they
this
would
up.
be skipping. Huh?
You brought this up about them skipping that.
They would be skipping
that journey.
I mean, Oklahoma City
that's
more
what,
than anybody.
Same thing.
But, yeah,
but both
the
of them, you were
T-Wolves
like,
really.
you were like, well, they would buck what normally happens when you get to a point to try to make a run for a championship.
Right.
And what could wind up happening is that both of these teams wind up getting knocked out by older, more experienced teams.
Yeah,
Chris,
I think
and
Dallas is going to win that series.
like OKC looked like they won their first 6 or 7
6
postseason
Both of them
games.
won their first 6.
Right.
No, I'm sorry. OKC won their first 5. Timberwolves won their first 6.
6. Yeah.
All right.